Yo, what up? You're watching Quintessential Comix. I'm Alice Quinn.
I'm Matt Garcia.
And his hats are going to get progressively wackier as the show goes on. We got news, we got upcoming events, we got new releases, and interview with Gibson Quarter. All up in minutes on Quintessential Comix.
Hi guys, this is Matt with your news for this week. In image-related news, Tony Moore, the co-creator of The Walking Dead, is suing Robert Kirkman over claims that Kirkman swindled him out of profits and residuals from the property. Now, the official report said that Moore and Kirkman were joint authors and co-owners of the copyright, but apparently Moore signed away his portion of the copyright in 2005. And it was in a bid to move forward with a big TV deal. What happened to that? Oh, well, anyways. So Moore claims that Kirkman fraudulently gained copyrights in order to get out of royalties for the property. But Kirkman came back with a statement, not a counter suit, but his statement said the lawsuit is ridiculous, that they each had legal representation when this happened back then, and everything is good. Like, Moore's wrong. Moore regularly received payment, apparently, for the work that he did as an artist on the stuff. So, hey, there you go. That's it. We'll see what happens. And from DC, more crazy Moore's news. Alan Moore's reaction to the Watchmen prequels. He says his experience with the original Watchmen was a toxic cloud of memories. Who knew? And he doesn't have a copy of the book in his home. I'm shocked, for one. That's crazy. Why wouldn't he? I'm pretty sure the only thing in his home is a big cauldron and a bunch of spells. So, Moore says it was designed as a finite series, Watchmen, and to counter the superhero story as an endless soap opera. See also every other superhero story ever. So, so it's really just turning it into another regular old forever and ever superhero story. It just kind of goes against the whole reason for having the Watchmen in the first place. And he doesn't think it's going to work. Says Moore. He's generally grateful for the reaction of some of the fans of the original Watchmen who've started petitions to cancel the prequels, which will definitely not happen, but still, he thinks it's a good gesture. So, way to be Alan Moore. And out of DC, again, more out of DC. Do you see what's going on here? There's more. Anyways. DC announced that there's new artists for the Fringe digital comic, which is called Beyond the Fringe, from the TV show Fringe. Duh. But it's going to be written by John Vasquez, who did Invader Zim and that kind of stuff. And the artist will be Becky Cloonan, who has done Demo. She's done a lot for Vertigo. And I really like both of those people, so you should too, obviously, because we're an impartial news source. So, anyways. Yeah, so there's Vasquez actually did comic work in 2009. He did MODOK's story from Marvel, so he's got some chops. Dave's got the MODOK, yeah. If only my head was bigger, I would be wearing a helmet. Anyways, yeah, and Cloonan does Virgo stuff, so I'm a big fan. We're all fans. Fan. That's your news for this week.
Sup, Alice here with your events for Toronto. This weekend in theaters, Ghost Rider. Oh yeah! You want to see Nick Cage's Flaming Skull? Go for it! Also, The Secret World of Ariarte, which is like a Miyazaki film, which is pretty much The Borrowers. Looks pretty cool. Check it out. Also, Saturday, February the 18th from 2 to 6, there is Becky Cloonan at Paradise Comics. She'll be signing anything you bring in, as well Conan the Barbarian #1, which she did art for, is coming out that weekend. And spoiler alert, Andy Belanger is probably going to be there because they're a hot item right now. What? Oh yeah, you got the scoop here on t.comics/Quintessential Comix. But you're probably watching on the t.comics page because it's cool like that. Anyway, moving on. Sunday, February 19th from 6 to 8, we got this Giancarlo graphic novel with Matt Forsyth at The Beguiling. So that's from 6 to 8 on Sunday at 603 Markham Street, which is where The Beguiling is. So he's got this comic opening, which is pretty cool. And then I'm pretty sure afterwards they're going to move the party to Central, which should be cool. So yeah, those are your events in Toronto this week. Enjoy. I'll see you out on the scene.
Hi guys, it's Matt again with your weekly releases. Also, this hurts my face a lot. From DC Vertigo, we have Fables Deluxe Edition Hardcover Volume 4 and Hellblazer Phantom Pains Trade coming out for you this week. And from regular old DC, we have Justice Society of America Monument Point Trade and Power Girl Old Friends Trade, which I think is good. If I read that, I don't know. Yeah, Dave's nodding. It is good. I think it is good. From IDW, we have Jack Avarice is the Courier trade, and Transformers Ongoing Trade, Volume 6. That's quite ongoing. From Marvel, we got a whole bunch. We got Annihilators Trade. We also have Daredevil Reborn, and Fear Itself, Deadpool, and Fearsome 4 hardcover. We've got Marvel Zombies Supreme, if you're a fan of zombies and Marvel. We've got Spider-Man, Spider Island Companion. I can only assume it's an island full of spiders. And one man. That's it. Just, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, okay, basically. It's confirmation. We also have The Stand, Night Has Come hardcover. And, wait. We had another Stand thing coming out, yeah, a while ago. Anyways. We've got Ultimate Comics Spider-Man hardcover, Volume 1. And Uncanny X-Force Trade, Volume 2. There's also X Factor, Super Unnatural hardcover. Big ups from Dave on that one. And finally from Image, we have Pigs, Volume 1 Trade. The Pigs, I'm not going to make a cop joke. It's not going to happen. No, no, no. That's it for your releases this week. Have fun.
What up? I'm here with Gibson Quarter. How you doing? Thanks for coming today.
Good, very well. How are you?
Awesome. So you've done a bunch of work in comics. When did you start?
A bunch. I started probably for real like about 8 years ago, maybe, yeah, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I actually put it up for quite a long time. I was drawing a lot when I was younger, and I literally stopped completely for about 10 years and got into it about 8 years ago again.
What brought you back?
What brought me back was basically deciding that if I didn't do it, it's something I always enjoyed, like a lot of people in comics, you know if you like it. And I thought if I don't really make a run at it and apply the talent and I guess my efforts to the medium, I would be bummed. I'd be one of these old people going, oh, it could have been great. So I decided I didn't want to be that guy, so I may as well do it while I'm going through.
Awesome. How did you get involved with Wasted in the UK?
Okay, Alan Grant and the Wasted story. Wasted came about from, it all has to go back to Frank Whiteley, who's a pretty popular artist in his own right. I was a big fan of his, bit of a completist, and I was looking for some stuff. I found online that he'd worked for a small magazine called Northern Lights way back in the day when he was first starting out. So I contacted him and via email and just said, whatever you have of Frank's, I'll take it, because I love the guy, and they were curious as to why. This crazy Canadian would want that, you know, anything he'd done sight unseen, and I just said I'm a big fan. I mentioned I was an artist, and I got a note back the next day saying, oh, could we see some of your stuff? So I sent a couple, these were not formal samples of any imagination, but I sent a few of my pieces of art in, and the very next day I got a note from them saying they had a couple scripts from their friend Alan Grant, who we all know wrote Judge Dredd and Batman and many amazing books that I'd read, and would I like to draw them. So I, practically crap my pants, and then I picked the one that I thought if I did it well, I'd be able to keep doing it. I literally went for the one I thought could be ongoing, and the rest is history. That was a magazine called Northern Lights, which later became something bigger called Wasted, and they kept a lot of the same, some of the creative teams that were working in Northern Lights, they kind of graduated to Wasted, and luckily I was one of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Wasted is no more today.
Wasted is.
It folded.
They got wasted, yeah.
They got wasted.
Yes, they write. How can I say this? They're not publishing at the moment, but Alan and I and all the creators that had products in that were free to keep all their copyrights and licenses. So you might see Johnny K and the strips that I did. Alan and I would like to do more, and yeah, they might be coming back.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get them over here, because the biggest problem I've had, Alice, and one of the challenges is I'm a guy here in Toronto and do a lot of cartooning in North America, but most of my stuff is published over in the UK, and it killed me. For the longest time, I'd do cons here and people would go, I've heard of you, where can I get your stuff? And I would be, you'd have to send away for it, and it's rather pricey. So yeah, it'd be nice to get it over here.
Well, you do have a comic here now, Undertow. It's right up here. So how did you get working on Undertow?
Okay, Undertow, it's written by a guy named Luke Donkersloot, who's a very good writer, and it was originally supposed to be part of something else about 8 years ago. We did it, and I did the first part of the story, and for whatever reason, like a lot of independent small comics, it didn't see publish. I didn't publish at that time, so I did it 8 years ago. I really liked the story. I did my little, 8 pages or whatever that was the intro, and the project, which was folded into another larger project comic, anyways, didn't work out. So out of the blue, I'm doing my wasted thing. I'm drawing. Things are going well. Luke contacted me again about 8 to 10 years later and said, hey, I hear things are going well. I really regret that I didn't do the story. We didn't get it out. I believe in it. I'd like to publish it. And I thought, that's fantastic, until I looked at my original art from 8 years ago and went, oh dude, please don't publish that. So what I did was I went back and I re-inked everything, because the storytelling I thought was pretty good. The physical drawing ability was left a little bit to be desired. So I went back and I said, please give me a little time, Luke. I will do a better job. We'll keep the essence of what we had, because I believe in it, and I know he does as well. And that's what happened. So we published the first issue. It went pretty well. And the second one now, and we've got some traction. He's got, Seventh Wave Comics now set up to publish them, and it's been pretty well received. We just launched this issue in New Orleans, and it went very, very well.
You got a chain-smoking, gun-toting monkey in it,
yes,
so why wouldn't it go well?
Exactly. Well, people ask what it's about, and in a nutshell, I think Luke calls it a supernatural western, which is good. That's what it is. But I like to call it the adventures of Jeremiah, who is actually that guy, and it involves a chain-smoking monkey, a cursed gunfighter with only one arm, and the curse is his organ, which he has to grind, and it helps to kill people.
Well,
details forthcoming.
Yeah,
perhaps I've said too much already.
You gotta read it in the comic.
Yeah.
That's where you get the rest of the story. And that's really cool that Undertow's come back after such a long time. That really means that a project has traction with the artist and the writer and with the people involved, because
Well, it is.
It's easy to just drop the ball on that stuff.
I suppose. I've read a lot of scripts, and I get a lot of chances to work on things, which I'm grateful for. But I really I don't know, something about this particular project resonates with me. And I think now it might even be, maybe things happen for a reason, right? You've got your Deadwood, you've got your Hell on Wheels, all those type of shows are becoming more popular again. And this concept we've had kicking around for a while with the kind of the supernatural western, and I like it. I love those shows, and I'm pretty excited to do this project.
We're really excited to see the rest of it.
Thanks. Well, you read it. What'd you think, right?
I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next issue.
Okay, cool. Well, give me some time. I'm working on it right now, so I'll draw them as fast as I can.
Okay, that was a lie. I can wait.
Yeah,
I'll be patient.
Because I've got a couple other projects to slide in the meantime, but then I'll be getting back to it.
Oh, what else you got coming up?
Heroes of the North. Are you familiar with them? No. They're pretty neat. They're a Canadian superhero outfit. You've probably seen them at conventions. They have a lot of very cool looking heroes. They dress up at the actual booth, and anyways, I'm doing a project for them. It'll be online. The art's basically finished. I'm not sure when they're going to release it, but I'll be sure and tell you all about it when it comes out. And they collect the comics as well. They have web series, a lot of good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, be sure to pass that info on.
I will.
You can pass it on to the viewers at home. Now, I know you were part of one of the Holmes Incorporated books with the TCW.
I was in both of them, actually.
You were in both of them.
Yeah,
Did you go back to take some courses there?
I've taken, Ty Templeton is, I would say, maybe not a genius, but he's a really good teacher. And we're pretty lucky, the folks in Toronto, to have access to him. So yeah, I've taken a number of courses at the TCW. It's one of those things that I quite like learning. I'm always trying to get better at what I do. I don't want to be one of these people that says, I've reached it, I'm a good guy. I'm always thinking I could learn a little bit more, or one little nugget of a course would help, and Ty's been really good in that regard. So I've taken at night 3 or 4 maybe over the last 4 years.
Wow.
Learned quite a bit from him, yeah, and then been invited to help out with both those books, and I've really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. It's really great to see people that are striving to improve their art rather than just putting out what they got, you know?
Well,
and you're putting out some awesome stuff,
yeah,
so there you go.
Try and learn as you go, right?
Doing awesome on all fronts.
Thank you.
So check out Undertow. You can see it at the Comics Gallery and Lounge.
Yeah, Comics Gallery at Silver Snail. There'll be some issues as well. yeah, so we finally got them. They'll be available to people in Toronto at the Silver Snail and the
Comics Gallery and Lounge.
That place, which just opened up, which is where the TCW is based out of. I guess starting next week.
Awesome.
And they're also online. You can Google, Seventh Wave or Undertow Comics, or my blog, and you'll find it.
And we'll probably see you at conventions in the city.
Yes, you will.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So that's our show for today. Thanks for joining us on Quintessential Comix. Matt, do a spin for us. I want to see your crazy headgear. Okay, awesome. So we'll be here next week, same time, same place. And next week, we got Chris Hardwick, the Nerdist, live on the show, as in not really live, it's pre-recorded. But it is going to be awesome. So we'll see you next week, lunchtime, Friday, on Quintessential Comix.
Hey, you might be wondering, what? The episode just ended. Why are you back here? Well, I'm telling you the ways you can support Quintessential Comix online. If you care to, please do check out our various sites and like and or comment on these videos and or other stuff I do. Firstly, check out Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, YouTube, or the website. Thanks for your support. Love ya!